Today we are going to go over security. A lot of bots are out there and they're basically designed just to break into WordPress. And if they're able to do that, they get entire control and it can be very destructive. So there's actually some plugins that are made to help with this. And I'm going to show you the two of them that I like to use, which I haven't used them together on the same site, but as far as my experience goes, they have been perfectly able to protect sites. So the newer one that I've started using is Better WP Security. Now, I like this one for a few reasons, and we will go over that as soon as I get through here. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the settings. Because this is a new site, I'm not going to do a backup. This is a completely blank site. So we're going to secure from basic attacks. And it's just going to show you a few different things, but we'll get back to that. First thing, that may have kicked me out. Okay. So right now, my username is admin. That's the basic username, and that's what most of these bots are going through using. So we'll change it to Kyle. And should be that. I may have to log back in. Okay, so now we're going to change the user ID. That is just something in the database that I believe gives certain permissions. I haven't actually fully looked into that, but I go ahead and change it. Alright, now I don't need to do anything with here, but this is enable away mode. You can set times you can log in and off, or just log in to do things, and that way if it's during hours that you shouldn't even be able to access it, then you don't have to worry about anyone trying to get in during those hours. Now we've got our default ban list. I use that, and just save the changes. Now this is my favorite one because everything is kept in your WP content folder. That's got your themes, your plugins, your uploads. So you can change this to whatever you want. So just go ahead and change that, and you're done there. So you can do backups. You can schedule backups. That's entirely up to you on when you want to do them. Depending on how much you update, if you only update once a week, you might not even need it that much if they're small updates, but it's good to have. Okay, changing your prefix. Now, a lot of times the WordPress install will give you WP underscore for your database, and the bots can actually find ways into that sometimes. It really depends on your server security. And I like to go ahead and change it. You get a nice long code here. That's now your prefix. It makes it a lot harder for them, because after this is going to be the standard set of tables. So you'll have your users and emails and content tables that are in your database, which actually has all your WordPress information. Now, I've had some trouble with this in the past. It's something that you need to play around with to see if it works for you. Really, it just makes the login URL different, and I believe that you can still get in the normal way, but I haven't really messed around a lot with this just because the first couple of times I tried it, I did have some issues with logging in and getting kicked out, and it just to me it wasn't worth it. Okay, now you can run checks to see if any of your content has been altered or if anyone's managed to break their way in. It monitors 404 errors, and it comes in handy, especially if something does happen. You can find out where it came from. Now here we can limit the amount of login attempts and set a time to be blocked. So I usually change this to a lower number. That way, if I have so many sites that I sometimes forget the passwords or login names, and it can take a few tries. So I try and set it to a lower number for the lockout time. This actually makes it so that that IP address is not even able to access your website. SSL. If you have SSL enabled on your server, you can use this. If it's not enabled, don't, because you will have problems. I currently do not have SSL on this server. And again, if you don't know whether you have it or not, then just don't use it. You have to know for sure. That's for secure content. And there's some different tweaks in here, which we'll go a little more into that in a second. Then you've got your logs, so you can see right here it'll say the 404 errors, then you've got bad login attempts, and any lockouts or any changed files. And that checks for changes in your system files. Okay, so we're going to go back here to our dashboard. So if you look here, we've got the items in green are fully secured, items in orange are partially secured, items in red are not secured, and they really need to be, and items in blue are not fully secured but may conflict with other themes or plugins. And if you enable it and there's a problem, then you're going to have to disable it. Okay, enforcing strong passwords, I don't even pay attention to that because I typically, on my own personal ones, I use very strong passwords. I also have my WordPress admin area available 24/7 because I never know when I might need to get in and do something. Then we've got the blue ones. And those ones, it's all pick and choose there. Okay, well this plugin is very handy. You can get a premium account, and that way you can get support from them. I really haven't had a need for that. but if you have any trouble with it, you can contact them. Oh, there we go. There's one that's red. Now that one's just for active monitoring. It can use a lot of the memory. And this would be your WordPress folders. So we've got WordPress admin. See, WordPress content is gone. Okay, well that's just going to be the base WordPress folders. I don't use this because I end up using things and modifying the files myself, so I don't really use this part of it.